Hi Stampers! Today we're going to be making this little happy birthday slide out card, and it's just a fun little card to make, and it's nice, little interactive, especially for kids or all of us that are big kids. And the verse is actually on the inside of this little slider bar, but then you still have lots of room on the inside of your card to go ahead and write, and it's finished off really nicely on the inside so that you don't see how we made it, but I'm going to show you how we made it. So what we did is we actually took a piece of real red cardstock, and this is cut 8.5 by 5.5, just like the typical card would be, and scored at 4.25 in the center and folded it down. Then I've also cut another piece of real red cardstock, and this is cut 5.5 by 4.25, and it's just a single layer. We're going to take two pieces of Whisper white cardstock, and we're going to cut each of those 5 by 2.25. So you'll have two of those that look like this, and I'll show you how we put this together. So basically, what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and stamp our things on our Whisper white, so that we have that done already. And what I've used is the Loads of Love accessories kit, and this stamp set has a happy birthday in it and also has the little candles in it. So I'll go ahead and use those today. I use Stays On Black ink to go ahead and do the candles. So we're going to go ahead and make those as our base. God, I don't know about you guys, but don't you love that Stays On smell? Ugh, I could smell that forever. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and stamp this a couple of times, kind of in the center of your Whisper white cardstock. And just do it all the way to the end. There you go. And the happy birthday we're actually going to stamp in a couple different colors. So I'm going to use the real red and the pear pizzazz to stamp that on. So we'll go ahead and just get our happy birthday stamp all nice and inked up. So I'm going to put real red there, and I'm going to put real red here, and then I'm just going to use, I'm going to do pear pizzazz in the center here. Again, you can use whatever colors you want. Let me clean up my stamp here a little bit. I like to stick with the colors that I'm doing on my card. And you don't have to do this in any certain way. I mean, you know, sometimes up and down is kind of unique. I like to do it all in a line just because I'm kind of anal that way, but you certainly don't have to. Anyway, so we basically have this part done. This part we're going to be coloring in our little candles. And I'll just do one or two just to kind of show you how I did it, just so you have an idea, but I'm not going to do the whole thing. I've actually got one completed because it just for time reasons. But I used all the colors that are going to be on the card. So I used Pear Pizzazz, Daffodil Delight, Bashful Blue, Real Red, and Pacific Point, which is all the colors in the card. So I'll have those all listed on my blog in case anybody missed any of those. I just took, just using the top of my pad, and again, how I do that is I just kind of squished the center of my ink pad just to get some ink on the top. I use my blender pen, and just every 2 or 3 we're going to make a little Pear Pizzazz color. Just because I'm using so many different colors, we're going to have lots of nice variety on these. I just kind of want to show you how I did that. And then I went ahead and did the rest of them, the different colors as well. For the top of my candle, I actually used the Daffodil Delight. And again, just kind of squish the corners of that just to get you a little bit of ink on the top. Clean off your blender pen. And I just went ahead and did the tops of my candles. Again, you may not be able to see this very well on the video, but just to give it kind of that glow look like a candle would have. Then I took my glue pen and I actually put glue at the top of each one of these little candles, and we're going to add some little dazzling diamonds at the top just to give it that sparkle. And then I'll show you what the finished one looks like, but I just wanted to show you what I did just to give you an idea. And then you're going to have just a little bit of sparkle at the top of your candles there. This is the finished one with all the different colors on it and the dazzling diamonds already on. So it shows you how I did that. So that little part is actually finished already. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and attach our little tab And the tab is going to be one of these cutouts. And I'll show you how we actually got these little cutouts to make that opening. So what you do is you're going to take your card and you're going to take your curly label punch, which is this punch, and we're going to go ahead and insert the punch at the bottom of the card in all the way. And then you're just going to start punching, and you're going to punch first one in the center. So try to get it as even as possible. Punch one out. So now this is going to be our tab. Okay, now the next one that you're going to punch out, because obviously that opening is bigger than just that one punch, you're going to come almost to the end of where I punched that last one out. So you have very, very little space here, if you can see that. And I'm going to punch again. And then I'm going to go ahead to the other side, same thing. Just again, very, very little space in that opening there. So you're just going to pull your punch all the way over. Make sure you've got it pulled in all the way, pushed in all the way so it's even. And you're going to punch again. Okay, so that's how you get this opening here. So it's basically 3 punches with the curly label. Okay, now these are kind of odd shaped because we don't have a complete punch on one side, so these I will not be using. But I always like to reuse or recycle. The one that we punched out in the center is perfect, so that's actually going to be our tab. So we're going to go ahead and make our little tab. And all I did was I just folded this in half, and you can use a bone folder if you'd like. Okay, and you get that even. And we're going to take some snail adhesive and go ahead and be very generous with this, putting it on. And we're going to put our tab right at the end here, center it. Alright, so that's your tab for pulling in and out on the candles, the slider bar. Then I just used a handheld 1/4-inch punch, and we're just going to go ahead and make a hole in that for our ribbon. There we go. And this is a piece of Bashful Blue ribbon, and it's about 8 inches long, 7.5 inches long, something like that. We're going to go ahead and run that through, and I just tied a little, like a little knot in there. Okay, and then we'll trim off the edges. Alrighty. Probably use less ribbon. I'm kind of crazy with the ribbon here, but so say about maybe 5.5 inches of ribbon. So this little part is done and this little part is done. Now I'll show you how I put the card together. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece with your sentiment. You're going to be attaching it to your single layer cardstock, which is the 5.5 by 4.25. You're going to put it about, towards the bottom of the card. So if you want to double check, just kind of hold on to it before you glue it. Make sure you can actually see it through your punches that you punched. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this down with some snail, so we kind of know where that belongs. And I'll just do it like that. Okay, and again, just double check, make sure that it's pretty even. And that looks good. Okay. Then the next thing you want to do is we're going to be gluing this to the inside top of the card. Okay. But you want to leave an opening at the side here because you have to get your slider in. So we're going to just be placing glue along this part of the card, and I'll try to show you so that you can see. You're going to glue here, 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 and across the top. So don't glue where this white portion is because you need your slider bar to be able to go in and out. Okay? So again, I'm just going to go ahead and use snail, and we're going to put glue here at the top. Try to show you this better. Almost down to the white. Just a little bit on the sides, on the bottom. And that's it. You're not going to put glue on these sides. So now you're going to go ahead and put your card back into your insert back inside the card. Make sure it's even. And you're going to go ahead and press down. This will give you your card insert. And then you should have an opening on the side here that you can put your slider bar in. You see how that works? Okay. So Now all we have to do is put our little slider bar in and finish our little embellishments on the outside. So just kind of make sure that your slider bar is going to fit in there, that you didn't glue too much. And there you go. So you've got this little sentiment that slides in and out. Okay, so now all we have to do is put our little embellishments at the top here. And what I've used is I've actually used the Quick Accents paper, the Celebrations kit from the catalog, which is this birthday kit, which is really, really cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a piece of that, and I've actually got some different design here. Actually, let me take this color because this has all the different colors in it. This side of the card is basically going to be covered up, so you don't need to worry about that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a piece of this, and this is already pre-stuck, which is awesome. Then as far as these embellishments, I've already actually done those, and what I've done is I've used the border, the square lattice on the Big Shot, and I've used that Impressions embossing folder to make this kind of texture. And then for the Bashful Blue, I've used the Perfect Polka Dot Impressions folder. So all I've done is I've just basically done that ahead of time, and we're just going to punch a couple circles out of this. So on the Bashful Blue, we're going to use the 1 3/8 punch, and we're just going to go ahead and punch out a circle. And then on the Old Olive, we're just going to use the 1 1/4 punch and punch out a circle. And then for the other one, it's the Pacific Point. I've actually used the scallop circle punch, and that doesn't have any kind of texture on it. It's just plain. And I just went ahead and punched out that. And the only thing I did with this one is I took my matte pack, my piercing tool, and I just went ahead and pierced along the outside of that scallop, just to give it a little bit more interest. And that is a real quick and easy little thing to do to make it look like more of a professional card. And I went ahead and used the snail on the back of the Pacific Point and put that down in the corner. And then I used dimensionals for the other two, for the Bashful Blue and the Old Olive. So we'll put the Bashful Blue down and the Old Olive down, and we'll be all set. So that's how easy it is to make. And you can make these for any different kind of occasion. They're just really fun little cards, nice little interactive slider bar cards. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, Stampers. Thanks for coming. Bye.